bags. We're gonna get right into it. Golf bags. You've all heard about the golf bag. What is the golf bag? Why? Why the golf bag? This is a golf bag. This is a golf bag. All a golf bag is a bag that looks like a golf bag. Because of the business culture of the airlines, like business travelers, golf bags are considered normal size luggage for most areas. Which means if you can get your kite board into a golf style bag, you don't pay the $150, $200 baggage fee. It's a big deal. It doesn't have to say golf. Like this one says club size, 155. It says Concept Club Edition, or Country Club Edition here. This one says Golf Tournament Series. In my experience at the airport, the actual verbiage doesn't matter. It just needs to look like a golf bag, and you gotta be like polo guy, you know? The polo with the nice hat, you know, flip-flops, long hair. If you look like Chris Summers, you're gonna get screwed. You're paying for sure. Chris always has to pay. So that's number one. Golf bag is a key to success. Okay, get this question all the time about packing your bags. How many kites, how many boards does that bag fit? That is a good question, but not the question you need to know. Both these bags will easily fit 2, 3 kites, 2 boards, and all your equipment, no problem. The issue is going to be weight. You're going to be freaking 80 pounds in no time. So it's not the size is not usually the issue. It's usually the weight. When I travel, this is kind of my philosophy. I usually take 2 kites. Right, so I have, what is this, an 8? I have an 8 and a 12. That's a good combo for a trip, right? Take the 8 and the 12. Always take them out of the bag, right? So you have either just the kite alone like this, or you take both out and put them in one bag and cinch them down. Compression bags like this are a great idea. You slide them in, you can press them down on both sides, similar to a compression bag for like a sleeping bag, like a backpacking bag. They get really small to conserve your size, right? So 2 kites and either one bag or no bags, but you get rid of this. That's weight you don't need. You toss it. You leave it at home, right? Just take the kites. 2 kites, and then I only bring 1 bar. So I have a little baby bar here for an 8 meter, and then I have a middle-sized bar for the 12 meter. Which bar do I take? Always take the bigger bar, right? Unless you're surfing or something, the bigger bar is going to be better always, you know? In higher winds, you can depower the kite at the kite side. You can depower the kite here. The longer lines, you're going to be just fine. If the wind's light and you're on your 12 and you have this little baby bar with the short lines, game over, no riding, right? The bars are heavy, so you leave 1 bar. Leave the smaller bar right there. Two boards, you can take 2 boards. The way I do it, instead of taking 2 boards that are completely disassembled like these 2 and sticking them in there, right? You just take 1 board and I leave it assembled. This is how I travel, right here. Although I do take the fins off. The fins are still on this one. But I leave the straps on. I don't like to adjust all that. I'll take the fins off. Sometimes I don't even take the fins off, right? You just slide it in there. 1 board, 2 kites, 1 bar and line set, 1 harness, a pump, you know, maybe some booties, a wetsuit, and you're in. And you're for sure underweight. You have plenty of space. That's kind of the travel tip. Video, we took a trip to the Exumas, Georgetown. Not a super easy place to get to, a lot of little planes. We did not take a golf bag. It was more of a sailing trip than a kiteboarding trip. We kind of turned it into a kiteboarding trip. We wanted to take some foils, but we didn't have any room for a foil board. So what we did is we took the foil mount and we stuck it to a surfboard when we got there. The surfboard was convenient for us because we had one on the boat. My favorite travel solution is the skimboard. If you can get a high-end fiberglass or even just a straight wood one and put the foil mount on the back, you have a really, really cheap travel solution, right? Because this thing just goes right into your carry-on. The foil itself, if you can get around the mast length, they travel really well. You know, like the Ghost Whisperer has a super long mast length, so it's an issue to get on the plane. But if you're traveling with something like a surf foil, like this Takuma here, this is about a 60 centimeter or 24-inch mast. This will travel great, and everything breaks down. This is literally the longest it is, so it's just, you know, in a normal checked bag. So if you're on like the Liquid Force or the Slingshot, or you're on a surf foil with that short mast, makes it super easy for travel. You don't need to take the big board bag if you do the foil mount option. So good way to do it. And then, you know, for future travel, you can keep that skimboard. Skimboards are little, so they travel really well. Just a thought.